Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part 2 of my tournament recap. I played in the state championship match, in the state championship tournament. So I've already released the part 1 on my YouTube channel. So today so this is the part 2 of my tournament. So as you saw that in the first 3 rounds, I had a pretty decent score, even though managed to hold a strong draw against an 1800 rated guy who managed to finish fourth in the tournament. So far my score was I guess 1.5 out of 1.5 out of 3. So let's jump on to the next three games of the day, which is day 2. So I was playing with the black pieces. Let me flip the board. As you already saw the spoiler, but still, I mean, if you're eager, as you are going to see some spoiler or results of these games. But if you're interested to watch how the game went, then yeah, obviously you are welcome to watch the entire video. So I will stop the analysis and I will be showing the analysis after like in the last. Okay, so in this game I was playing against Abhinandan Harikrishnan, who is a little kid, and yeah, I mean, and he was having a very good tournament. I guess he scored 2 wins and 1 draw against 1500s and 1600s. Well, he's a strong player, and he played very good this game. So he started off with just a second. Started off with e4, and I normally played my Scandi opening d5, he takes d5, knight f6, knight f3. So here I was expecting him to play either knight c3 or let's say d4 or maybe bishop e5 check. There are a lot of things he could have played, but he just gave me back the pawn, bishop c4, bishop f5, and a3. Now this is a very surprising move for me. I spent some 4 or 5 minutes on this. I was like, okay, what's his idea? This is like a new move. Maybe I guess what he was trying to do is to go with b4 ideas in the future, because of which he's preparing a3 b4. So I was like, okay, I will just play normal moves. I played e6 castles, and now I played knight to b6, attacking the bishop. So he went back to went back to b3, bishop d6, d3, opening up the bishop, and maybe he wants to play bishop e3 in the future, or maybe even bishop g5. I was like, okay, let's just save in the king first, knight c3. So far so good, so far normal stuff going on. Rook e1, a6. Now here what my plan was, that like, okay, I was calculating two moves. I was calculating rook e8, I was also calculating a6. So rook e8, I thought that okay, after rook e8, let's say if I play rook e8, he has this knight b5 idea, attacking the bishop. And if let's say I mean, if I go back, or I mean, yeah, I could have gone back and just put my bishop on f6, but I was like, I didn't wanted him to give him a free tempo. So I was like, okay, a6, just stopping any knight b5 ideas. He went bishop e3, I went queen f6. Here also again, I was like, should I play knight f6, or I was calculating knight f6, but I was like, okay, after knight f6, yeah, I mean, I was calculating knight f6, knight d5 ideas, but I was like, okay, I want to attack, right? I want to play attacking chess. I was like, okay, let's play queen f6. I went queen f6. He went bishop g5. I forgot about this move, that he has his tempo as well. And then he might also go have knight h4. So I missed that idea. He went queen d2. I went h6, kicking away his bishop. Bishop wants to f4. And here I was like, okay, should I take the bishop? And like, I mean, obviously in the game I took, but I was like also thinking about e5. But yeah, also I need to be careful about this knight h4 ideas, because knight h4 is coming anyways. So I was like, okay, let's take the bishop first, queen takes, and now rook to c8, because I know knight h4 is coming. But my idea is, okay, even if I trade off, let's say after knight h4, I play queen f6. So knight takes, queen takes, pawn takes. I mean, okay, it's still a good position for me. So I was like, and I can always have rook e8 and king f8 idea, so that I can stop the rook e7 thing. So queen g6, and after takes queen, and after this move, right after I took the queen, I offered him a draw. So what the thing what happened here was when I offered him a draw, he paused the clock and he called the arbiter to ask that he's offering like I'm offering him a draw before the 30 move. So I asked the arbiter like, is the 30 move rule applied here in this tournament? Like since you know that you cannot offer a draw before 30 moves. So and I thought that in this tournament, like I thought that that happens only in the professional, in a big event like in a grandmaster tournaments or in a top player tournament. So I asked the arbiter that is this rule also applied here? So the arbiters so the arbiter surprisingly said yes, it is applied here. I was like, okay, sure, I'll play some moves. So uh, rook d1 because it's still, I mean, again, it's a draw. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, look, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously white can play out some moves because the bishop is looking quite good on this square. So, but yeah, he traded off the rooks, king to f1, king f8, rook e1. I went g6. I was like, okay, I mean, I was thinking about trading the rooks, but I was like, okay, I want him to trade on my terms. So he traded indeed on my terms, and then king e7, f4. I went f6, king e3, c6. I mean, I'm defending everything. I went king d6. I was also seeing like if he goes bishop f7. I was already calculating this. So after bishop f7, I can play knight f8. I can even play g5, something like that. But I thought that after g5 he always got bishop g6 if I don't play knight f8. So I was like, okay, I will play knight f8 then. He went g3. I traded off, and now the bishop is blocked. Now the bishop actually got no entry in this position. I mean, the bishop only has to come through here, but also that will be blocked once b5 is played. So this is completely a draw. So after king d3 and after knight b6, I offered him a draw again, and I also told him that this is the 30th move. I'm offering him a draw, and he accepted it. So now if I turn on the analysis of this game, I mean, I don't know if it was a draw, but yeah, I was hoping it was a draw. Now if I show you the analysis of the game, yeah, it's a draw, but like white, I don't know why white is being given such an advantage, because I think because of this, these two pawns can make some breakthrough, like h3 g4 can be played, or maybe let's say a4 a5 can come at some point, something like that. But yeah, it's already a draw position. So yeah, it was a good game. I mean, there was nothing much exciting here. I mean, before this, like if I show you this position, yeah, okay. So it was completely a draw. Okay, c6, and yeah, I mean, yeah, white was quite better. If I mean, white could have, what white could have done was bring the knight back, and then to, like, let's say, the bring the knight back into the game. You don't have to trade the knights. But yeah, I mean, he traded off everything, and yeah, after this he accepted a draw. So this was, so far I am, I guess, 2 out of 4. So I was 2 out of 4. Now here comes a big game. I'm playing against this guy Amog Amre, who is unrated, and he's having a great tournament. Not great. I mean, I think he is having, no, wait. He was not having a good tournament, because I saw that he scored every losses against a rated player, but still, while he was playing against me, he was playing very good. So yeah, this was again a kind of a crazy game. So obviously I started off with e4 always, and here he played the French defense, and I was like, okay, against French I'm always prepared with b2 b3 ideas, because yeah, in French normally you would play d4 d5, some f3, or maybe knight c3 ideas, some knight f6 and knight f3 ideas, and I was like, okay, I'll play b3. And here he again surprised me with b6. In this tournament, my opponents were surprising me with some different unique moves. So in b6, against b6, I took, I guess, 3 minutes, uh, like sharp 3 minutes, and I was thinking how to continue from here, because I know he wants to go bishop b7, like bishop b7 idea. So I was like, okay, let's play normal moves. Played knight c3, he played bishop b7, I played bishop b2, knight f6, and now e5, knight d5. I took bishop takes, and then knight to f3. Here I was thinking about f3, but I was like, no, this is a bad move. I mean, this is obviously a bad move. I was also thinking about d4 first and then knight f3. So but I was like d4, but then I'm blocking my own bishop, and I don't know if it was good. So I was like, okay, let's play knight f3 first, bishop e2, and then I played d4 again. I was like, okay, I need to defend this pawn, and I have a great center here in this opening. He castles. I played. Now here again, here I made a huge mistake. Not a huge mistake, but the thing is, when I hold this bishop, like when I hold this bishop on my hands, I wanted to play bishop d3, but accidentally I played bishop e2, and after I made the move and pressed the clock, I was like, oh fuck, I wanted to play bishop d3. Why did I play this move? That's completely ridiculous, because again, bishop on d3 is very active, and I mean, again, my idea is only to short castle, but yeah, I mean, bishop e2 is very less, like very passive move. Knight c6, I castled, rook b8, and now c4. Now I mean, this bishop has no future. He has to take the, I mean, okay, bishop e4. I was thinking like, okay, bishop e4, then what? Okay, I can play rook e1. I can play rook e1, but and then bishop f1. So that was also my one of my plans. So he took instead, bishop takes, and now d5. This opening is not played well by my opponent. He played d5, but he forgot that I can oppose on. But I was also thinking like, okay, if I oppose on, bishop takes, everything is controlled. And I was like, okay, let's play rook e8, developing moves. Queen d7, and now here I decided to play rook c1, because my idea was takes, and maybe e6 at some point. Not, I wasn't sure if I should have gone early, but yeah, rook d8, and now I decided to take. He took with a pawn, which is obviously a forced move. Take, and here what I had to play was e6. Here I had to play e6. I calculated e6, but I didn't play e6. But I was like, okay, if I go e6, he has queen d6, and after takes, king takes. Yeah, I mean, this I was calculating. But also after e6, yeah, I mean, I don't know why I didn't play it, because after e6, after pawn takes, I didn't found bishop g4. I didn't find bishop g4. I guess I should have gone there, but here I played queen c2, attacking the knight. Knight goes to b4. I went queen e2. Now again, my idea is to go e6. He went bishop g5, rook d1, and now queen to f5. And I mean, yeah, so far the position, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously when I had to go e6 when I had a chance. So a3, knight goes back, bishop g4, again same idea, same plan. Queen goes to g6, bishop c3. This is like a waiting move. I was like playing a waiting move, because I was also like, also I was trying to go with bishop d2 ideas to trade off this bishop. So bishop c3. Yeah, I mean, I could have also gone from here as well, but I thought that if I go, like if I go bishop, because if here I was also thinking about bishop c1, but after bishop c1, bishop takes, rook takes, I'm losing this pawn. So I calculated this, and also he has tempo on my queen, so I was like, okay, this is risky. One, and now I played bishop e7, and I thought I was a, I don't know what happened to me at that point, because I thought I was a blind person. I don't know, because I thought that this knight is, I mean, I'm winning this knight. What is he doing? He went rook e7. I went e5, e6. He went rook d8. I was like, oh wait, did he blunder a pawn? Actually, no. I took, and after rook takes, this was a great find by my opponent, because when I went e6, it was a very bad timing. E6 was too late now. Queen b5, took, bishop b4. Now my opponent has some chances. He's like winning actually. He's having an advantageous position, but there is some game left. So I was like, okay, let's continue this game. Rook to e5, rook c2. I took. I won back my pawn, and I was like, okay. At that point, I was like, okay, my king is very unsafe, and anything can happen. So, and here my opponent surprised me with queen d3. What a foul! Because he's not plundering his queen, because if I take, he has check mate actually. He's at back rank mate. So great move by my opponent. I mean, I was like, okay, I have always a rookie one, and now I am the one who is threatening him. I am the one who is making some threats. So he has to be very careful about this. And here my opponent played rook c1. This was the only losing mistake in the entire game. In the entire game, this was the only losing mistake because his bishop, he forgot about his bishop, and he thought if I capture his bishop, I mean I can't capture his bishop because I mean my rook is gone, right? But my rook is always defended by my bishops, and he missed that. I was like, thank you for the bishop. Rook takes, and now I was like, okay, now I gotta win. I gotta win because this is a must-win game for me. And if I don't win this game, this is like, nah, this was not good for me then. Queen a1, king f1, queen takes, check. I took on c for 7. Now I'm winning some pawns, but not easy. Queen a1, trying to defend the bishop. b5. I had to be careful about the pass pawn on b5 because this pass pawn was seeming quite uneasy for me. King h6. He's bringing the king forward. I went king g2, h4. I played queen c1 check, king h5, and I offered him a trade. And here my opponent played h3 check. And guys, there is a crazy thing that happened during this game. During this move, I was like, is he offering? Wait, what? Isn't isn't this pawn free? And I almost like I touched the pawn. I touched his h3 pawn, thinking that it's a free pawn. I was about to grab it, and then I realized that, oh wait, queen f1 is mate. What a tricky guy. And I literally touched his pawn. I literally touched his pawn, but I didn't, like his pawn literally just was shaking, and but my opponent didn't claim to the arbiter. I think he didn't knew the rule that if I touch his piece, then I have to grab it. And he didn't knew this rule, luckily for me, and I was so lucky. And my friend who was watching this game, he was telling me like my heart immediately sank when I was about to grab the pawn. So I was like, okay, no. I was about to get mated, but no. King g1. Let's be safe. Let's be happy in life. And here what he should have done, he should have just kept the queen. He should have played queen c4, trying to keep hopes on this pass pawn. But he instead he decided to trade out the queens. And he was offering me draw a lot of times. He was offering me draw a lot of times, but this is completely winning for me. Because look, if I compare this position to that 1800 rated guy against whom I drew, um, against that guy also I was a piece up. But the problem was that he knows how to convert this position. He might know, he has the knowledge to defend this position, and also it wasn't even completely winning for me. It was like, okay, slight advantages, but it was holdable on a human perspective. So he could have hold the draw, and I could have made mistake. But this guy is like literally doesn't have any, like this guy is first of all playing, I guess, I think his second or first tournament. He's still unrated and he's not in good form. And since he's making so much mistakes, so I was like, okay, now I don't have to worry. I will just play my normal moves. I played bishop c3, attacking the g7 pawn, g6, bishop b4, playing some moves. And also, by the way, this is one advantage. What When you are a piece up in the end game, you always have a waiting move. If the position is close, you always have a mating move, and then you have a chance to open up the position with some miracle. So this is one good thing. So f5, I went bishop d6, g5, king to e2. I was like, okay, come. I was inviting him to come attack me, and he decided to give me the pawn. I was like, okay. I think he's run out of moves, because of which he doesn't know how to play this. Because now what he should, because if he he can't play f4. Okay, face this. He can't play f4 because I will just simply take and take, and he can't move his king away to h5 because I always have king f3, and if he plays g4, so I always got king f4. So this is anything is losing for him now. So I took, and I will calculate this position, takes, and yeah, this was completely mate. He played till mate, so I was like, okay. I played one waiting move. He played queen h7, and yeah, queen g5, checkmate on the board. Crazy game, but yeah, I mean that was just I mean that was just a great save from me. Lucky save, I would say. Like on this position, like like this position, this position. Lucky was me. I was lucky that I didn't put it this. I didn't took this pawn. And once he played, by the way, guys, I want to share. I didn't forgot to share you the reaction to of my opponent when he played this move. He's like, "Whew," like he was like, "Okay, I mean, I'm now I saved this position," but actually he didn't because I always had King G1. Because if I was also thinking if I go King H1, he has King F. I was like almost like I was like when he played this move, I was like so tensed because I was calculating if I go King H1, King F1 is mate. If I take King F1 is mate, Queen F1 is mate. So I was like, what to do? What to do? I didn't. I did. I was completely blinded by the G1 square. I was like, okay, I only safe square is G1. So yeah. Anyways, a great win for me. This was a must-win win. Now, if I look at the analysis board at this point, as you can see, yeah, it's winning for me. But instead of grabbing my queen, instead of training the queen, he could have just kept the queen. Like let's say queen c4, or maybe I don't know, let queen b2, like something like that. But yeah. Anyways, a good game, and finally, at my next round, I was facing Rivan Chera of 14-10, and this guy gained, guys, crazy enough, this guy gained over 66 rating points in this tournament. He defeated two 1600s, drew with three 1500s, and he played extremely well. And after even after this game also we used to talk and about our performance, about the games and everything. He's a kid actually, but yeah, he's a really nice kid and very strong player as well. So yeah, okay, you already got the spoiler of this result, but still, check out the game. This game was also kind of interesting. So I played e4, started with e4. He played c5. So Sicilian, as you know, I'm playing Alapin. So c3, e6, d4, d5, takes, knight f3, knight to f6, bishop e2. Now here for bishop e2, I was also thinking about bishop d3 again, but I was like c4. Then what should I do? Because I mean, see, I don't know, I don't like that one. So it's a bishop e2, knight c6, castles, takes, bishop d6. So far so good. Castles, knight to p5. This was an unnecessary move. I didn't because I thought that okay, I can attack his bishop. Back, bishop g5, a6, kicking away my knight back to c3, bishop to g4, h3, bishop goes to e6, queen b3, attacking the pawn, knight to a5, queen goes to c2. Like so far so good. So far I was like, okay, I'm making some progress in the position because now my queen is eyeing here, my bishop is come out to come here. Keep an eye on this entire diagonal. And I mean, yeah, I mean, also this bishop is doing a nice work here. He went h6, I went bishop e3, and here he played knight c4. I was like, okay, knight c4, interesting. Why is he giving away his knight? So I took the knight because I thought that yeah, taking the knight was a great option. Takes, and now I played rook d1. My idea was to go d5 next. He stopped that and he played knight d5. I took bishop takes, queen to f5, and uh, and now queen to d6, attacking, threatening some mating ideas. But no, I mean not. It's not a mate. But yeah, I mean, still, bishop takes knight is always a possibility. So I was like, okay, let's play bishop f4. Now it's not a free bishop because if you take my bishop, I take the bishop. So yeah, bishop f4, queen to e6. I I traded off the queens, f takes e6, and I traded off everything. And after knight e5, I offered him a draw. He told me that okay. He asked me if he can think for like some time before making a decision because now I'm threatening 97. I mean, obviously it can be soft, but yeah. So and then he decided, and then he agreed, and I was like, okay, sure. Uh, we agreed to a draw because first of all, I mean, okay, I wasn't much tired in this game because in this round I wasn't much tired. But the thing is that but the thing was that if I risk too much, then I mean, yeah, because I am having an active position, I can play rook c1 again. Anytime I can try to threaten something like b3, something like that I can always do. But the thing is that there's no progress. There's not such progress in this position. I was like, okay, I will settle for a draw. And after the game, my opponent was like, yeah, I mean, thank you for offering me a draw because I was already wanted to finish the game. He was having some back pain and he was also very tired. So I was like, okay, I'm happy to. So if I and now crazy enough. If I show you this position with the engine, look at the position after 95. Black is slightly good. I mean, okay, it's still a draw, but like at this point, like let me show you. Like at this point, this was completely advantageous for black. Takes takes. I don't know. And by the way, guys, here he didn't even have to take the bishop back. He could have taken the knight back. If you take the knight, he always have a tempo on my rook. I think he missed this move, and I was like, when I played this move, I was like, I had actually seen this move before taking this bishop. I had seen this move that he was going to take my knight, but I was also like, my instincts told me that he won't be taking the knight because he will be taking back my bishop. So I was like, okay, I will take. I took, and yeah, after 95, game ended in a draw. All right, guys. So on day two, my score was 1.5 again. No, sorry, it's 2. So far I was, I guess, if I count, 3.5 out of 6. And after the game, I'm like, after doing, like, after the day 2 ended, I was bit, I mean, I was satisfied a bit, but I was like, okay, next day I need to win some. And the next day was like must winning, like most of my games were must winning, so yeah. But stay tuned for day 3 recap. I will be posting it tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, I don't know, maybe mostly by tomorrow. And there's a crazy video coming up. There's a very crazy videos exciting video coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. If you liked my analysis of my recap, if you're enjoying this, make sure to follow me on Instagram and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Get out of here.